So dudes, Sea-Dog here, and you're watching Miller Time Motorsports, where dirt meets the rubber. And today, I've been talking about it forever, I'm finally doing it. Putting new hubs on the front. I will say, when I used to work at a dealership, I never had to deal with axles or like bearings, front end bearings and stuff. Like, that wasn't a thing. Since I've been working here, it's all we ever do, so I'm finally learning with that stuff. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get those popped off there and put the new ones on. All right, guys, so got to pull apart. There's the seal and the bearing. It's the same thing on the other side. This one I had to take the brake off, but what I just figured out is these new 5-on-5 AFCO, they're supposed to be metric rotors, but the bearings don't fit. The old ones don't fit. So I got new bearings from Napa, and they're the same exact size as the ones that were already on it, and they need to be oversized. So I'm gonna go try to find some, hopefully the parts store, and hopefully I don't have to put all that back together. That would suck. So I'm gonna go head that way and see if we can find some. All right, guys, great news. I just had a good experience at the part store. That normally doesn't happen because you walk in and just, you mention race car and they freak out, and because you have to tell them all these weird, like, it's a Monte Carlo or it's this or it's a Ford 9-inch, and like, it's just like, it's always a mess. But anyway, I went in there and it's weird. So the actual, these rotors I got are supposed to use GM metric bearings, and that's what it says. I mean, so I ordered metric bearings, and I figured out the outer did not fit, but actually the inner is a metric bearing, but the outer, I tried a couple different vehicles, and it ended up being I said 1982 full-size half-ton pickup 2-wheel drive, and that is the right bearing. So weird. I don't like that because I feel like that's not right, but it fits, and we're just gonna run with it, and we're gonna put her in there and get back to the shop and get her going. So stay tuned. So dudes, next day got busy, you know, that happens. But what I'm doing now, I'm gonna go ahead and break down all the tires and get them ready to get sold. I got someone coming to buy them, so I was like, well, better break them down real quick, and then we'll go ahead and put the hubs on. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever had issues with these tires and these? So what happened was, I'm selling this tire. I don't want to sell tires because they're super expensive. That's a decent tire, but I cannot get this tire off of this bead lock. What ended up happening was I took the lock off, and the actual lip that it sits on is a 1/2 inch bigger than any other bead lock I have for some reason. This is an older bead lock, and I cannot get this side, this bead over here, to come up over that even with the tire machine. I gave up on it. So I'm selling this one with the tire as much as I don't want to. All the other ones are fine. For some reason, that old thing just has a 1/2 inch bigger lip on it. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna break these down and we'll get to work. All right, guys, so it's time to pack some bearings and put them suckers in there. I finally got all the right hardware. So check this sucker. I didn't even know this was a thing. The old man showed me this. They had this when we were working on the trailer the other day. And you put your bearing in here and you push this down, and it freaking packs the crap out of it. Like, it's just the easiest thing I've ever seen. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that bad boy and put those suckers in there, get them all packed, and we'll get them in here, get the seals in here, and put the other ones on, and I'll set you up, and we'll go ahead and tighten it up and get ready to go. All right, so I got the inner bearing in there, went ahead and put the seal in it, and now I'm just going to put just a little bit of grease on the actual spindle, and then put her on there, and then do the same thing with the other bearing, and then throw the nut on. So that's about it. Man, I went all out in this sucker, even got a brand new cap, but everything's new. Look at that. I mean, she is solid. So pumped up, finally 5-on-5. We'll go ahead and do the other one, and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, so I kind of switched gears there, and I went ahead and started rerunning the brake lines. Someone left in the comments, I'm glad you did. Shout out to this guy. I don't remember what your name is, but he explained that if you have brake lines above the master cylinder, it'll leak down. And I didn't think that was possible. I mean, I was just thinking about it like, there's no air in the system. How can I do that? Because it's pressurized and just, but I did some research on him because I didn't think he was lying. You know, he didn't just make that up. And yeah, that's pretty much true unless you have one of those valves. So I reran. So I got the fittings in the mail I needed. So I ran it down. I put it where it was before on this side of the frame rail, or the cage. I ran it up into some rubber right there, and it comes down. I'm probably gonna weld some tab or something for right here instead of zip ties. But it comes down. This hose, I left a little slack in it I'm gonna make sure there's clearance if I can go up and down with the axle. And I brought it to that T right here and just welded a bolt right here. And I'm just gonna run some hard lines out of this, going that way and that way probably. And then put some kind of tab here, and then I'm gonna run braided lines from here to the actual master cylinders. Calipers, not master cylinders. Words are so hard, I'm telling you. I have issues on YouTube, but anyway, now what I'm gonna do is the same thing over to here. I'm gonna tee off of this. It's got a tee ready to put something on. And I'm gonna run this hose to somewhere in here, and I'm gonna run that same deal. I'm gonna put it right here, probably in here, I guess, and we'll figure that out. So stay tuned. All right, guys, brake lines are finally ran where I think I want them. I already showed you guys that. So that's there. Showed you all that, but anyway, it's ran up here to the front now. I got everything about where I want it. Ran to here, put all the fittings. I don't like how, to make it work, you gotta go, so that's 1 connection, 2 connection, 3 connections. There's 3 connections right here. And I don't like that, just adding to it, but I mean, that's what I had to do. So that's on there. I think it's gonna work the way it is right here. Ran it up, and like I said, teed right here. And hopefully everything is good to go. So I think that's about where I want it. Another short one, guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Gotta go hang out with the old lady, apparently. She gets so mad at us. Oh, is it gonna be like this every night? We're gonna race her? Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I figured tonight we'll go out and eat some dinner and stuff. So I'm gonna go home and take a shower and stuff. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. Follow our Instagram. But no, actually, forget the Instagram. I mean, you can still follow it, but I'm a Facebooker now, so follow the Facebook. I'll try to leave the link down below. And Fleming Family Racing, baby, follow them. They're hitting it hard right now. I'll put the link in the description down there too. And we are gonna be here soon. I'm not gonna mention it yet. Talk about some new sponsors we got going on. So look forward to that. We'll see you guys in the next one.